Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of September 27th through October 4th. And during that time, the moon goes through several phases. We first have the waxing crescent, and then we have the first quarter moon on the 30th. This card wants to come out, so we'll take it. We might get a second one here. Then we have the waxing gibbous also. So those waxing phases are really good times to buckle down, get things accomplished, get work done. But that first quarter moon comes in, it's kind of an interrupter. And it's almost, I feel like the first quarter moon is kind of like new or full moon energy for me. It can be, you feel impulsive and patient. For me, I maybe can't sleep that night. I just feel like there's just a heightened sense of energy, but it doesn't last as long as the full moon energy does. So keep that in mind if you need to kind of buckle down through that and maybe meditate to get grounded a little bit, or use that energy in whatever way you see fit. So we're going to take two cards from this from the Moonology deck today for your overall energy. So Sagittarius, for September 27th through October 4th, you and your loved ones are safe is the first card that comes up here. And a time for healing. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what you guys have going on. Anytime I see that you and your loved ones are safe card, I tend to think about natural disasters. So if you are in some sort of natural disaster zone, just a little reminder to make sure that you're prepared for things. I think about earthquake. They say to have kind of a go bag packed up and ready to go. But yeah, time for healing and you and your loved ones are safe tells me that maybe some of you guys are going through something that's maybe a little bit more intense. Or you just have gone through something that's a little bit intense and you were kind of recovering from that this week. So whatever the case, I wish you the best with that. All right, let's get into this reading and see what is going on for you guys this week. Sagittarius, September 27th through October 4th. And your overall present energy is the Page of Pentacles, who I've seen quite a bit this week, Mr. Page of Pentacles. So this is a new path in some sort of, financial or material realm. This could be, new money coming in, a new job, all the way from that, the complexities of that, to the simplicity of you just go shopping and you purchase an item. So something new coming in for you, and something you can feel and touch, something tangible. Your current situation is your strength card. So whatever's going on with you, you're in this time for healing, and you're having to use your inner strength to really face some things and just kind of work through some things. So keep that in mind. At the root of your situation is kind of moving towards the future with new thoughts and ideas. Again, this could, for some of you, it could have been something traumatic that you're healing through, or maybe not even that traumatic, just something that you that you've been through that you just need to heal. This could be some sort of loss. This could be, this could almost be even just that you're getting over being sick, right? So there is some sort of healing coming on for you, and I just feel that in your future. And be strong. You're going to get through this. In your recent past is the Six of Wands, which I've seen this card also. There's been several cards. I'm going to have to maybe go through and rewatch my videos here to see several cards that I'm seeing in different positions, but making a reappearance with almost all the readings. And this is one of them. And Six of Wands is kind of like mission accomplished, where you've kind of achieved a goal, not anything really huge, but some sort of goal, but you've got a little bit of recognition from friends, family, people around you, that you were able to achieve that. And people are like, kind of an attaboy, like, hey, good job. So that's kind of the energy that you're coming in through this, that maybe you've just had some sort of accomplishment, and yeah, something new coming in for you, and you're kind of being strong this week, which I do feel that. What is on your mind this week is the Temperance card. So this is the card of inspiration. This is kind of, being balanced and centered. And this may be a goal of yours, especially if you were knocked off course a little bit last week. You're using that inner strength to just kind of call upon, I feel like this is an angel in the deck. This is about again, things are balanced. It's like, I just hear kind of nice angel music in the background when I just think of the angelic realm, and the angels that are around you all the time, and just watching and helping and guiding. So I feel like that's on your mind, and that's really beautiful. What is just ahead of you this week is the Two of Swords. So a little bit of indecision, and that's fine, because I feel like, whatever you've been going through, it's not a good time to be making decisions. So there might be something that you're mulling over, and you're just like, either or, I can't really and it's okay. It's okay to not make decisions this week, because you're kind of in healing mode. The decisions, if you feel pressured to make some sort of decision on something, I usually, things can be put off. You can put that off till next week, and you can let someone know, hey, I haven't made a decision yet. I'll let you know next week. I mean, unless it's, of course, completely time pressing and someone has to know something right now and you're feeling that pressure. But it just seems like it's not a week for you to make decisions. You're kind of, again, you're in healing mode this week. In your advice position is the Judgment card. Interesting. So I feel like whatever it is that you have been through, and I'm sure your mind is on this judgment, but anytime we're making a judgment about something, it's because information has come in to give us a new awareness about something. This is about getting to the bottom of something, finding the truth or seeing the truth. Something that surfaces, and you're able to kind of make a judgment. So yeah, I think you're in this indecision mode, probably because there's just something bigger and more overwhelming that's on your mind that you're thinking of. And so it's okay. Again, it's okay to sit in this healing phase, and this and be strong about it. What is beyond your control this week is the Two of Cups. So it looks like you do have people coming at you, and that's also the second two that we're getting. Also, anytime I see this Temperance card, it makes me think of the Two of Cups too. So you have support around you. You have friends and family, people that, especially maybe one person. There's someone specific to you that is just always there when you feel like this, when you feel down, and if it's physical illness, like even if you just have a cold, there's your friend that will just pop over and bring you the soup that you need. That person, someone who's just there to talk to you, when you're just feeling like you've been through something. So that's beyond your control that you have that sort of support, and that's awesome for you. So definitely let that person in, right? What is your secret desire? What you're trying to avoid is the Hierophant. So, are you desiring some sort of guidance? Are you trying to avoid that? This is typically on the spiritual realm. This is about seeking out someone who is maybe a little bit more traditional, or, someone that helps people. This could be why you're at a tarot reading. It could be the why you chose to go to church this week, to listen to a message that is beyond you, a message, from the spiritual realm, something there to touch you, to kind of put things into context that you've been through. You're going through things where you're making a judgment and you have decisions to make, and it's all, take a breath, take a breath. And if you're seeking that out, this will be your big question this week. Are you seeking out that kind of guidance, or are you trying to avoid it? Because, sometimes wisdom beyond your own, that's just what we all need. So ask yourself that question. That'll be your big question this week, Sagittarius. And your final outcome card is the Emperor. So, and this just tells me that I feel like by the end of the week, you're back in control. You're back in the driver's seat. Cut yourself some slack, because you're getting there. And I don't think it's going to happen again until I feel like it is the end of the week for you. Go ahead and let yourself go through all of these things, through these feelings. I feel like there is something with the angelic realm with you. You may want to look up angel number 22. That may be relevant for you. Anyway, yeah, check out that angel number. Let's see what's hidden away from you, Sagittarius, is the World card. So this is the card of perfect balance. And like I said, I do feel like you are a little off balance this week. Something has kind of just knocked you off kilter, and you're trying to get back. And those twos show me that you will. Those twos are about finding that balance, that temperance, the balance of the angelic realm, where you're able to balance the real world and your emotional world. We see that emotional water that's there, and just, I mean, that angel is very, very peaceful as she kind of, works between those worlds and steps between those. So just be strong this week, and I think by the end of the week You're going to be to a place, and whether you may choose to seek out some guidance or you may not, either is fine. I think either way, you're going to get to this place where the Emperor is, where you feel like you're back in control, you're back in the driver's seat. You know, the Emperor card is a card of leadership and someone who's building something, who does things in a very systematic way, follows the rules, does the thing, you know. Sagittarius, you tend to be a little bit spontaneous, but what I mean by this is you're going to be back at the wheel, just like, okay, I'm back in control. I've got it under control now. And then these decisions will happen and life will go on. All right, let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final word for Sagittarius as they go through this healing phase: correct your mistakes. All right, and that could be maybe what this Judgment card is about here, moving forward with better thoughts. So if you have your own mistakes, make sure you're correcting those. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Sagittarius this week. Do they need to do? The card is success. Today is a really good day. You're in the flow. Problems are solved quickly and easily. Helpful people show up for you, and unexpected gifts fall into your lap. So that's very nice. I feel like that really kind of goes in with this too. You know, that helpful people show up. I do think you have a friend that shows up for you at this time. And, you know, maybe as you're healing and going through whatever it is you're going through, there are some unexpected things, like I said, even in the material realm, that show up for you, and and gifts fall into your lap. I think you're going to end up fine by the end of the week. So you will get through this, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here with me today. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in your life. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a message down below. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you. But yeah, let me know if this is resonating with you, what's going on with you guys. You might want to compare notes with each other in the comments. Also, I do post readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if something changes and we're off and running on something new with this Emperor next week. So once again, Sag, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.